Double Dragon 4, released January of 2017. Available on all modern platforms, retailing for $6.99. And this is called Double Dragon 4 because it's very much meant to be a follow-up to the NES trilogy of Double Dragon games. But it still makes for a very silly name, as there was a Double Dragon 5 back on the Super Nintendo, despite there not being a Double Dragon 4 at the time. And it goes far out of its way to take anything that it can from those earlier games. This includes the sprites, the way enemies behave, and even the special moves that you can do. The story also has the feeling of the 8-bit games, as yet again you are Billy and Jimmy Lee trying to rescue a captured woman. And after each level you'll get a little text blurb, and sometimes a cutscene to explain exactly what's going on. Not that the story is really complex enough to require much explanation. In addition to the main story, there is also a tower mode, and a 2-player fighting game mode, similar to what was available in the very first Double Dragon on NES. Playing through both the story mode and tower mode will unlock new characters for the fighting game mode. Playing the actual fighting game mode will just make you wish you were playing an actual fighting game. And that's kind of the whole problem with Double Dragon 4. It's trying so hard to make you remember the NES Double Dragon games that it does virtually nothing to stand out on its own, as you have the same moveset, and all the enemies behave the way they would have over 30 years ago. In addition to that, they've not just taken the warmly remembered and nostalgic parts of the Double Dragon games. The terrible platforming from Double Dragon 2 was included for some reason, which is an element that everyone collectively would like to forget. Much like the occasions where you can end up stun-locked, which happen rarely, but they still happen. And all of this would have been fine 30 plus years ago, but these days the beat-em-up genre has moved on quite a bit. And topping that off is that story mode only takes about 45 minutes to complete, and after you've completed it once, there is no reason to ever play it again. Tower mode is an interesting idea, but gets repetitive very fast. And the fighting game mode was a fun novelty back on the first Double Dragon, but these days there's real actual fighting games you could be playing, so it serves little purpose here. So is Double Dragon 4 worth your time and money? Even at its minuscule price of $7? No. No, it is not. This is a game obsessed with capturing a retro experience. So, I would suggest if you want a retro experience, go play the first 3 Double Dragons on NES, as this game does nothing to improve upon those games, and in some ways actually makes it worse, as it actually managed to have even worse platforming at parts. So if you're looking for a beat-em-up to play, seek elsewhere. And if you absolutely must play a Double Dragon game, might I suggest looking up Double Dragon Neon, as there is quite literally no fun on offer in Double Dragon 4. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.